Welcome back to On the Record. We're here at the Microsoft World Partner Conference, and I'm here with Jamison West. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, first of all, what's the name of your company? Because you've changed it.
We changed the company last year from JWCS to Arteria.
And how long have you been? How long have you been running it?
JWCS, I founded that in 1995, so it's been about 17 years. And we've grown from what was a one-man shop doing break-fix type work for the first 8-10 years to it's now just under 40 folks doing managed services.
So you didn't actually enjoy doing work that you didn't get paid for and being up all hours of the night?
Getting calls in the middle of the night from clients who had problems and trying to react to them, and really, I don't think it built the kind of relationships with our clients that we wanted. It was more about the technology, the actual fixing and the hardware, than it was about the business, and I didn't like that.
And the other problem with that is that every time you walk in, the customer says, oh no, it's going to cost me more money.
Yeah, I think that reactive break fix is one of those things where you don't align your goals with the client very easily because you get compensated when they're broke. So what's your incentive to make sure they're fixed? I think you act with integrity and try not to do that, but...
Sort of like a dentist. Sort of like a dentist.
It is. It's a contentious relationship. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've moved, you've transitioned, and you've done a fabulous job at doing that. Tell me how you've done it, or tell, not so much from my end, but talk to the audience, because there's a whole bunch of these people out there who started as break fix and are still doing break fix, or thinking about, gee, should I do managed services? Is it too late for that? You know, all these questions that they have. How do they get started? How do they go from where you went from a one-person company to, you said you have about 38 people now?
Yeah, about that. I think that the first thing you have to do is kind of step back and have that realization that our world's changing and we're not going to need screwdrivers anymore. That's gone away. The need for as much on-premise servers and hardware is going away, and running around fixing problems is not answering a business need. It's not the future of where IT's headed. So managed services kind of shifts that relationship from not just a technical relationship to a business relationship. Starting to say, what's the ROI? What's the reason I'm here? How do I make sure that the technology is working in the background the way it needs to work? And it's not in the forefront of the business. It's completely behind the scenes supporting the business, supporting the employees, making everybody productive, all those things. So having that mind shift allows you to start having that conversation with the clients about, let us provide more value by really being proactive about what we're doing, managing everything, not kicking you when you're down and there's a problem. We're really incented to make sure there's never a problem, but when there is, we'll own that. That's our problem.
And with things like, where you can do audits on the network and things like that, you can actually fix the problems before they even know they're there.
Absolutely. There's a lot of things that we're able to catch. It's never 100% because hardware, software, it breaks sometimes. It's a tricky position, I think, for a lot of IT folks, for clients of IT folks to understand. We didn't build the hardware, we didn't write the software, but we are that source that really knows the most about all of it to pull it together. And we're proactively monitoring things, we're looking for alerts, we're looking for things that are going to potentially fail, and trying to take care of those issues before they happen. End of life, warranties expiring, all those types, managing that environment to make sure that it's as healthy as it can be.
So when did you get into managed services?
I really discovered it and spent a lot of time thinking about it and building out the model in 2005 and 2006, and officially started talking to my clients about it in January 1, 2007, which happens to be also the day we incorporated the business and said, this is where we're going to shift our model and really change what we're doing.
It was a real conscious decision to change over to it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, you also, we'll start with HTG. You're a member of that. Yeah, it's hard for me not to be a member to talk to you about that. These type of groups are springing up. Now, obviously HTG, or maybe not obviously to everybody, but HTG is a very elite one. It's probably the best of these type of groups in the world. But they're springing up all over. What is the most important thing to you about this? Like, tell me what the group does.
Sure. At a real high level,
why?
I think that for me, when you make that mind shift that you want to change what you're doing or that you want to grow, or that a business owner, a CEO of a small company is not really accountable to anybody. I like to say, when people ask me who I was accountable to when I started with HTG, I said I'm accountable to one person, it's my wife. Nobody else. I run around and do what I want to do. But if you've made a decision and you've gone to a board of directors or a board of advisors, and I treat my HTG peers in my group as my board of advisors, when you tell them what your goals are and you're going to report back to them in 3 months and they hold you accountable to do those things, you reach those goals. And that's really the essence of it for me, is I was able to join HTG with 3 people, built it to 38 people in 4.5 years with HTG. And I think it was an enabler for that, because I was constantly being challenged by those who were around me, and I was meeting with them every quarter for a couple days, no technology, behind closed doors, and really going through the financials, digging in deep and saying, this is what I need you all to hold me accountable for, this is what I'm going to go do. Then I had to go execute on it. So it was great. It was a changer for me.
So you grew by bringing on managed services where you can make a lot more. I mean, the revenue's a lot better. It's recurring revenue.
Well, I think, yeah, the revenue could be the same. It's hard to say. At the end of the day, what's more important is it's very predictable. It's all about being highly predictable about my revenue and my costs. It creates a sense of stability for me, which is in turn a great thing for my clients. They want to know that I'm going to be here and going to have the people to do this right. So I need to scale up to a certain size to be able to really provide managed services equally. I don't have that constant ebb and flow of expenses and revenues. It becomes more consistent, and it's easier to leverage quality service.
Okay, so you sort of put all the credit on HTG for your growth, but I'm going to push it away because HTG didn't go out and help you find other companies to buy. How'd that come about?
Sure. So a very close friend of mine, Brad Benner, who owned a company called XBAR, we'd worked together, kind of shifted our models together, and worked. He had a small managed service company called XBAR, and we had lunch several times over a couple of years and kind of talked about this idea of maybe collapsing the businesses. I read about Cogent Growth Partners in a magazine in 2010. I think it was June of 2010, the second week of June. I called David Shaffron, and Rick Murphy, who are the 2 key partners at Cogent Growth Partners. I called them and said, they still are. They talk to them constantly. I'm a pain. I'm a thorn in their side. It's a good thing though. And we closed on the XBAR acquisition on July 1st of that year in 3 short weeks. And since then, they've helped me through 2 additional acquisitions. We just completed our 3rd. So really, Arteria is a collection of 4 different companies that have come together. And it's been a great thing. Cogent's been great for us. They're not only are they our advisors from an AMA perspective, but they're an advisor to our board of directors.
Sounds good. So let's change the subject, because we are at the Microsoft show, and there's another 16,000 plus people around us who are there. Anything good that you're seeing?
Yeah, there's a couple great. First thing I've got to say is I've been coming here with various peers, industry leaders who've been frustrated with Microsoft's going direct with Office 365 and some of the other things they've been doing, knowing that it wasn't with negative intent on Microsoft's part and trying to trust them to get this right for a while. So the first thing they did at the keynote on Monday was talk about this Office 365 Open, which is really good for partners because it allows us to really continue to service our clients as the face of Microsoft instead of saying just go buy from somebody else, Microsoft or whomever. We were taught this model by Microsoft, and the way Microsoft was starting to sell online services felt like it shifted that on us. It comes full circle. It's really beneficial for our clients too, because a lot of our clients are on open value type or open subscription agreements now, and if they switched Office 365 into the current model, they lose all those benefits that they've been paying for with open value. So I think it's a huge key to making a stronger relationship with partners. That was a big one.
That they increased the margins by about 2.5.
Yeah, margins go up. I do believe things like Office 365 are a strong commodity. I don't think we'll really be talking about them a lot in 2 or 3 years. I needed to feel really comfortable that I was going to be able to put my clients around a set of applications I had a large amount of confidence in, and that I knew I was giving the right answer to my clients. I'm going to roll those costs into my set of services, and I really want to be that partner to my clients, and that's been enabled now.
Okay, so that's the one. What else?
I'm excited about some of the technologies. Kind of a big year. I love Windows 8. I've got a little slate. I'm playing with it. I've got Windows 8 on. I showed it to you before we started talking. It's great. I'm excited about Server 2012. Our larger clients, a lot of them still run VMware, but we really enjoy Hyper-V. And I think that the shift in how virtualization in Server 2012 is going to really allow us to go compete strongly against VMware. We're going to be able to support it at lower cost at a higher level. It's going to be hard to argue with that with our client base. I'm excited about the remote desktop and RDP, VDI type features in Server 2012 because it's been a mix of how we do old school terminal server, Citrix, or what we want to do. I think that's going to get cleaner going forward. But I think our huge opportunity for us is Link. We've implemented it internally. We do enterprise voice. A lot of our clients want to get rid of old phone systems and the like, and our ability to start integrating that.
Okay, so Link is one that people don't really talk about very much, at least not in my world, and I don't think in your world either. What makes it so good? Like, what's different about that over my old PBX?
Yeah, absolutely. It's this concept that, traditional phone lines, just like traditional cable for TV, it's all becoming data traffic, right? So the first thing is it's becoming data traffic. The second thing is, how do we work in our environment? We're on our computers, our devices, our mobile devices. We chat, we use calendars, we use social media, we use email. But that instant text messaging that we're used to, all chat tools. But as soon as you bring your back-end voice systems into it and remove the need for a phone, you can keep a physical phone if you want, but you don't need to. As soon as you remove that barrier, it allows that flexibility, that mobility to really interact with people on multiple fronts in a seamless fashion. And what I love about it is that anybody who's using Exchange Server and SharePoint and all those tools, they see availability of people right there. I know I start to write an email to somebody, I see they're green, I can say, you know what, I'm going to click on them and I'm going to chat with them or talk to them or do a video with them. And that interaction, the speed at which I'm able to get my questions answered and move on with my day and my business instead of emails that have gone back and forth, it just shifts the game. I'm able to be far more expedient about what it is I'm doing. It's very integrated. We're excited.
Have you implemented it for a lot of clients?
We've implemented it for a couple clients. We're using it completely internally. We've redone our offices, repainted our building, done all this great stuff, inviting all of our clients and prospects in to really see how we use all these technologies. So we're really going to create a showcase for all these technologies in our own office. I'm excited about that.
So at the end of the day, would you say that you're enjoying what you're doing?
I love what I do. I'm a lucky person. Not everybody can say that. I'm really fortunate.
No, it comes out in every word you say.
Thanks.
Jamison, thanks for coming on the show.